Hey James, so spent a bit of work here on your automations for all the just to plug everything in together. So just had a little play around. Ignore the look of the form there. I'm obviously going to change that. That's just a placeholder for now, just while I test it all out. But what I've done here is for the form on the first page, I've removed city. So we'll now just do it name, email, phone number. And then the second form, I'll have the city on there because I don't think it makes sense if they're only filling this form out here and they're not actually wanting to speak to an expert, they won't fill that form out. So we don't need to ask the city in that first form. So I've just split that out. And what I can do without us having to touch the ads on the front end and disrupting them at all, I have set it up so we can segment them based on how they respond to the form. So this automation here is this one here. So segmenting scheduled appointments based on city. So obviously if they fill in this second form, they're scheduling in for an appointment. And what I've done is set up an automation here. So as soon as they hit that list that is connected to the form on that second step, I've got yes and no statement. So if they answered Sydney yes, I add a deal to a Sydney pipeline that I've created. If they say if it's not Sydney and it's Melbourne, they get added to a Melbourne pipeline. And then I've also got other in there. So if it's not Sydney or Melbourne, it'll be other. I've just tagged them for now. So when we start to look at schedule once or having some sort of video conferencing format that we can use for the people out of town or in different parts of the country that can't make it to a face-to-face meeting, we can start to market to them. And so I've added that tag in here now. So they've requested a call, but they live outside of Sydney and Melbourne. So they'll be tagged accordingly. They won't be added to any follow-ups or into any deals at the moment, but we're only marketing our ads. They're only targeting Sydney and Melbourne at the moment, so that shouldn't be an issue for now. But I have set up two separate pipelines in here. So to scroll through them, just to drop down at the top here. So separation, divorce, Melbourne, separation and divorce, Sydney. So based on that previous automation we just went through, they'll either get added to VSS follow-up in Sydney or VSS follow-up in Melbourne for the Melbourne one. We might not even need this new Facebook lead deal here. I think that might be redundant because anyone that is going to come through who will be on that on this list here, so anyone who is on just the step one list will be everyone in there, and I think I've tagged them as just wanting a download, but I'll do a series of these videos for a couple of different points that I'm running through, and hopefully that clears everything up for you.